The Great Equalizer. There is no empirical official reality. By Philip Mollica. As a very wise dead guy told me recently, belief systems are not going away. They are the means by which we create our world. However, these belief systems will lose their effectiveness. This means that we are evolving, or more succinctly, becoming more aware of the mechanisms which we utilize to create our world, our own personal reality. The great equalizer, the great unexamined belief, is that there is only one official reality. That no matter who we are or what we think, that somewhere, somehow, perhaps a sky daddy is tallying the official reality, which then is forged into a giant imaginary history book, and nothing can vary from that. It simply isn't true. We each can have wildly different realities from each other. There is no authoritative, official reality. There is a collective agreement about reality, basically held in place, by and large, by the NPCs in our world. But we are nowhere bound to accept nor experience that reality as official. I use the term NPCs in the kindest form possible to mean those who have not yet begun to expand their awareness. For the last 2 weeks, I have opined, my loved one, that the only reason any of the nonsense continues is the fealty of those who believe the first thing they hear about an issue from an authority voice. And then they never revisit the source of their belief, regardless of what information might flow to them after. It's simply an old sales adage. The first price you mention to someone is the one they remember, no matter what may follow. I was in the habit of blaming my own generation of boomers who continue to patronize cable news, but I realize now that there must be more than just them holding the status quo in place. I have come to realize that this is more of an awareness issue that transcends age and generations. It's actually as if there are 2 or more species of human at this point, the aware and the NPCs. I'm thinking that's more than just a possibility, given the stark differences in mental processing. The more we begin to understand our own power to create our own reality, regardless of the collective agreement, the more we will create realities that are more to our liking. And we will find that while others' belief systems will continue, and bad things may continue to happen in the realities others are creating, they do not need be ours. The reasonable among us may accuse us of magical thinking. It is magic, but it is not unreasonable to believe that we are individually that powerful. And while it does not excuse us from compassionately considering the plight of our fellow humans, it does offer us a path forward as we collectively begin to create a reality in which we can choose which belief systems we wish to offer energy and attention to, and which we can withdraw our energy and attention from. We are that powerful. And we can continue to wail and moan about the realities others are creating, which dominate our news cycle, or we can begin to imagine and create realities that are not bound by so-called official authorities. Will wars and mass murders continue? Will exploitation and disregard of basic human rights and the importance of the individual endure? It will for those who choose to continue to participate. But there is a breakpoint coming, in which we will find an ability to choose and create vastly different realities than those that are sold to an unwitting population. This will become more and more apparent as more and more people begin to become more aware. It seems impossible, but it isn't. It begins with an understanding of who and what we truly are, and our collective purpose here on Earth, as I have covered in previous columns. There is reason for hope. And it doesn't come from having everyone behave in ways we like. It comes from us making the leap in understanding that we create all of our reality, individually and en masse. That understanding will catapult us into our future as the awareized, powerful beings that we have always been.